call this beat Will Smith, cause it slaps hard. Hear it not when I pull up on your boulevard.
You know, back in my mid-college days, right? I was starting to get a little bit better with women. Like, I was starting to be a bit more self-confident. I was asking women on dates here and there, but ultimately I wasn't getting the results that I really wanted. Like, I was still very nervous around the women that I had a high interest in, didn't know how to talk to them, didn't know how to approach them. And if I did, I'd be nervous about it. I was trying to go up to girls and tell them, oh, I really like you, thinking that that would make them realize how much they like me. Spoiler, it doesn't work that way. And so I took a break from college to go on this 5-month tour with this theater company because I was a theater major. I tried out for a kids play where I'd be going across the country performing Buffalo Soldiers with Theater 4 Productions in Richmond, Virginia. And so I took that time off and I was traveling around with 5 other dudes. And it was the first time that I had really had a chance to just hang out with a bunch of guys in concentrated effort for like 5 months straight. Like, that had never really happened before. I'd been in the Boy Scouts as a kid for a little bit, but you know, those trips were like 2 or 3 days. This was like a long time to be around just dudes. And there was like, there was a gay dude on the thing and a bi dude, but the other guys on the tour were straight, right? And so these straight dudes, when we weren't doing the play, we would drive to the next town and then we'd have the night time to spend there before we got up the next day to do the play. And so these guys would go out and go to clubs and I'd go with them because I'm already on the trip. Why not? Even though I'm an introvert, I'm not staying in a hotel when I'm going state to state. I'm going to go explore the town a bit. And it was the first time I really got to be around guys in a club environment and just observe them and how they interacted with women. Because up to this point, I just been to clubs with women friends of mine, and that, you know, that's not going to be a thing that's going to result in me getting more women, you know, or being able to see how they get women because they're going there to dance by themselves and or get hit on by men. Point is, it was the first time I got to really be around guys and got to see how they interacted with women and to be able to see other men be successful at approaching them, at picking them up, at being able to talk to them, at being able to convince these new women who they just met to go back to the hotel room that we're staying in that night and do things. I'd never experienced that before. It was a totally new thing. And so that helped me see that could also be possible for me. If I had the same kind of confidence, if I still had the same kind of know-how, then maybe I could do that. But also to the point is that these guys had a lot of skill sets that I realized I did not have. I didn't know about how to approach women and these various other things that we'll talk about today that I needed to know in order to really not only be able to have a positive outcome, but to also make the experience of me approaching women enjoyable for the women that I was going to approach. And so at 21, I decided I was going to take women and study it like it was going to be, I was trying to go for the bar and try to pass an exam. And so I literally started going online. I started trying to find sources where I could study things that would allow me to get better with women and not traditional sources where it's like, you know, oh yeah, you know, give her flowers. And because all the stuff like give me flowers, compliments, blah, 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 blah. Like I was doing all that stuff and I wasn't getting positive results. So a kernel of truth that I had was like, okay, therefore the stuff that I think should work probably doesn't, and I need to find out why. And that's why I wrote the book, No Girls For You, The Ultimate Guide to Losing the Girl of Your Dreams, because it really goes into why all the things you think right now should help you to get women is actually causing you to lose them. So you can get that book at the website as well. But the point is that I started studying, like when I wasn't the one driving the van, or we had some rest time at these hotels in between playing Zelda, because I think Wind Waker had just come out. So I was playing a lot of Zelda back then. But when I wasn't doing that, I was studying up on and trying to figure out the ins and outs of how women communicate, how they function, what best attracts them, what least attracts them, why the things I was doing wasn't working, what things would work better, what jerks do that aren't jerky, but that women fall for, that make them feel interested in them, like a whole bunch of stuff, right? And I've been doing that since I was 21, and I'm now 41. And I'm still, now I'm a lot better at relationships and dating and reading signals and stuff like that. But I still study to this day because to me, it's like, it's a never ending study. Women and how they function is like a never ending course. And I never want to rest on my laurels and think that I've got it all figured out. So even as I give you guys advice, I'm still reading stuff either just to check myself to make sure that I'm still on the up and up, or, you know, as you date new women, you'll learn new things about them and you got to figure out, okay, the ins and outs of how does this woman work and why does this person like it's a never ending study, you know, but I find it fun and enjoyable. But I say this to say that at the point that I started taking women seriously and started really like studying up on them as if it was like a class I was trying to pass, I started to slowly but surely get better results. Not necessarily in the first year, because it's just like taking math the first year. It might not be the best, but those things set the foundation for later on. So as I was studying, I would try stuff and then I'd fall flat on my face. And then I had some really bad stuff happen. And then I had some really good stuff happen. And then over the years, as I've been able to refine and learn and whatever, I've gotten better at being able to communicate with women and be more effective at being able to date them and get into relationships. All right. And so I want to encourage that for you, is that for you at home that are thinking, well, I'm just not naturally born to know how to do all this stuff. The reality is nobody is born to naturally date. Dating itself is not actually a natural practice, because if you got to think about this, right? Like if we were doing everything naturalistic, you could go up to the first woman you see and just do whatever, and she'd be down to do whatever because you guys had the animal instinct. But we're in society where there are things set up to where that we block our own selves from these various things. There's things like proper private etiquette and stuff like that. And so we just over time lose some of that instinct, which sucks. And but I said to say is that, but the things that will work in a way that's able to help you demonstrate who you are as a masculine guy and be a kind, caring guy and still be able to make the thing enjoyable for her, those are all skill sets. And I don't want you to be scared off by hearing that dating is a skill set, because to a lot of men, they'll think, well, learning a skill set to date, that sounds like I'm learning to manipulate women. And I've stressed this on the show before. Women, since they're young, have been getting taught how to manipulate us in a positive way, but like manipulate us. Like, hey, you wear this certain scent, you wear this kind of bra, you wear this kind of makeup, you say these certain things to a guy on a date, it'll really make him like feel interested in you and want to commit to you. Like women have been studying this longer than we have, but yet we don't say to them, because you studied how to put makeup on, you're manipulating me. Oh my God. So if you as a guy are able to study up on the ways that women are best attracted to you, and then you do those things, then she'll be more apt to want to learn the real version of you and experience the real version of you in a way that's going to benefit you overall.
You's a bad boy, but you can't stop, won't stop. You a high earning, high value, high class man. You a high earning, high value, high class man. You a high earning, high value, high class man. You a high class man. You a high class man. You a high earning, high value, high class man. You a high